All right, we are LIVE. We're live on YouTube. We're live on TikTok, and we're live on one last thing. So today we're playing some games. Next weekend, I'll have 2 tournaments. Now they are less, I don't know, serious, but they're fun all the same. It'll be cool to have 2 tournaments the same weekend. It's been a while since I've done that many consecutive, and it's 2 consecutively. Alright, we have a daily game here. Let's look at what we can do. I like maybe going up and then going bishop to, what is that? Bishop to b7, b2. But yeah, today, nothing. What's going on, Fair? How you doing today? Let's go up here to h6 in this game. Yeah, I'm actually losing in this one somehow. He locked in for this match. Alright, here, we're doing some daily games. Oh, queen slides over. Doesn't take the rook. I was expecting that, and I was fine with it because I'd have 2 pieces for the rook. But no, does not go for that. Let's go bishop here. We're going to go for the, probably castle next turn. Your favorite president. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Let's drop back here to c2. How you doing today, man? I'm having a good day, Fair. Having a good day. I registered for 2 tournaments for next weekend, so I'm excited. One of them's Blitz, and one of them's like a rapid tournament. Well, I don't know, I had a really good day today. I was at a tournament. I didn't play, but I was just there. It's a lot of people I know, so it was a great vibes day, honestly. I think here, probably knight up. I don't know. I mean, I'm up a queen. It probably doesn't matter that much. Let's go here for the check. And we have a couple more daily games. Yeah, this one, let's drop. Let's go here. I don't know. Here or here? Probably here, because I don't need to sit here anymore. Let's go attack the knight in the center of the board. Alright, next we can... Did you just move? I think you just moved. Okay, let's drop back here to c1. What's the idea, or is it a secret? Alright, let's see. Before we get started... Yo, congrats, Southern. When was the first stream? Did you start yet, or you mean you're streaming today or tomorrow? And before I get started with the survival runs, they want to play me in a puzzle battle. See if they can beat me. Or take some points off of me. If so, send a username. If not, I can, get started straight to survival. How'd it go? How'd it go? What'd you do? I have so many questions. How was it? What'd you do? How'd you like it? You got a face cam? Or you have a voiceover? Puzzles? It'll have to be the next puzzle stream. Because today, I don't know. I watched the football game, but besides that, I was doing stuff all day, and I didn't get a time to input them. But the next one in 3 days, I'll have them in for you for sure. Puzzle battle, I got you, Tricky. All right, let's see. Play with viewers, how'd that go? Let's see. And then I missed a message, I think. Your stream was, oh, congrats to you, Rulers. Your first stream as well today or recently. But let's see, Tricky. This is your username. Let me get this here from you. So let me take this. I'll send you that invite. And then play with the viewers. Did you have a winning record today, or did you get cooked today? Because I had some days when I did that, I ended up getting cooked. Alright, puzzle battle. Let me copy this in. Make the quality. Ah, yeah. Always looked at 2200 in this. Oh, no, that's your rating. I was about to say, dang. That's crazy. You're only 177. Hey, only room to go up, though. You can go up. It's a lot of room for improvement. Take this here. Rook takes here. On a queen. Alright, I'm guessing they had a mouse slip on the first one, so we have a slight advantage. Let's see. They lift up rook here to d1. Alright, we're sitting at 5, 6, 7, 8. Alright, these are all simpler ones. Once we get to, I say 15, it gets a bit more complex. Alright, here, what can we do? Oh, no, we have a queen. I did not see the queen at first. I'm like, what are we supposed to do here? I get it. Alright, this check opposition, you take here on h3. Take. Sitting at 12 for 12 now. Next. The queen here is trapped. One rook g8, take queen. If you take the bishop, yeah, you could take the rook as well here in the corner. We're sitting at 14, 15, but they're still ahead of us. I guess it doesn't get that much harder around 15. Take bishop. All right, now, oh, take here. And now this is, maybe here win the rook. Yeah, they just take that. All right, we can get rid of their rook, and then we're going to push this pawn all the way down. They're too slow to catch up to it, and that's the queen. We're sitting at 20. All right, knight can slide in, check. King slides over. Oh, yeah, I've done this before. And then you go there, and then you go rook down. All right, they're going to slide their king over. Queen here. Take rook, that's checkmate. Take here, and then bishop, and you win the rook here at the end. You're not 2 minor pieces in that one. This is a mate in 1. Sitting at 24, but everything we're doing, they've kept pace. And then rook down here, winning the bishop. They're actually ahead of us, not just keeping pace. All right, queen's going to slide up. You have that, and you take the knight there on c3. A smothered mate idea, usually not on this side of the board, but the idea is the same. Knight here to c7, checkmate. Check, over. Yeah, this is mate. All right, that's 28. This should be, I mean, this would have to be mate. And you sack. And then, yeah, go queen here to g7, mate. All right, that's 29. So it's this rook first. Yeah, and then bring the bishop down. That's going to be checkmate. They lift the king forward. The thing is, if you go here, they could take the knight. Oh, you could take knight first. And then here you take in the corner. We're at 31. You see that we have, oh, bishop. And we get the win. GG, GG. All right, does anyone else want to play me before we start with the survival? See if we can get to my personal record there. Let's see. Wait, why'd you say unmod? Did you do something that I should unmod you for? I'm kidding. Did you ban someone? A GM? I am not a GM. I'm not vlogs. I appreciate the kind words. I'm not that good. Southern, can you? It's just Southern Chess, isn't it? For the puzzle battle invite. Oh, you didn't? Oh, okay, okay. I mean, Southern. It's just Southern Chess, right? Southern Chess. Chess Spirit. All right. I've just sent you the invite. It should put us there instantly. All right, can we get another win? If not, we'll see. We'll try and go again. Here. Take the rook. All right. They already have started off good. It's all like, what are we doing? That's free. That's free. All right, we're locked in now. We had a very slow start for such easy puzzles. We're back locked in here. Take the bishop, take the queen. All right, sitting at 6. But look at the difference. They're already at 9. That's going to be checkmate here eventually. Bishop here, checkmate. 57 with all. Man, that's way higher than your previous personal best, isn't it? Good work. I think you said, what, 52 before or something like that? Checkmate. Man, I'm hoping I can have that type of run today at my peak with all the lives. They go up here, checkmate. 54. Well, not anymore. Do you think you're going to try and get to 60, I'm assuming? Is it looking like an easier finish? And then for my run here, I'm confused. Check. Oh, never mind. That's not that hard. Here, checkmate. All right, next. I didn't think that was right, but I was like, I don't know what else it could be, and I just played it, and that was not a good idea. You could check and then take, but they have a couple incorrect. I mean, down? Yeah. We're at 20. They're way ahead. Oh my god, they're way ahead of me. 20. I don't know why I'm straight here and then here. This is, oh, you can block your check. And then you take the queen here. All right, we have to make up 6 in a minute. Luckily, we get an easy one there. And another easy one. Okay, we get 2 easier ones to try and come back. We're down 5 now. Hey, honestly, we just got a lot of easy ones in a row. Another easier one here, and then checkmate. All right, only 4 behind now. This is like mate in 2. Okay. We're storming back. Next, knight slides. See, here our luck runs out. I think you can sack, though. Here, and then take, and they can't stop mate. You have to get 2 more correct. What? I don't even see this. Rook down, king takes, rook over. Check. Yeah, and then take. Then rook down, and then take. We need to get 1 more correct. No, no. We have a lot of pressure on this one. Take here. And we get the win. All right. We get the win there. Barely, barely, barely. But enough time remaining, and we get that there. All right. Anyone else want to challenge me before I start up the survival thing? I haven't yet, but I haven't had to prepare for a tournament yet. When I do, I'll check that out. All right. Let's see. GG, GG. Let's see. And appreciate the likes there from Treework. We got an I just saw the invite from Southern. So we can play Southern again. Does anyone else want to play? If not, we can get started with the survival run after. Because I've been doing puzzles a lot today. I was sitting there with nothing to do. Now let me just do some puzzles. And puzzles are fun. And I was getting some very decent scores in the 3 minute. I still couldn't get higher than my peak. Alright, this time we're going to have a better start at least. You're at 57? Man, good work. Because I have not got, like I was just saying, I got a lot of decent scores close to my personal best, but I cannot get it in the 3 minute today. So, breaking your peak is impressive, whatever it's in, you know, puzzles or actual play. We're going to go up here, because it is hard to do. This is it, I think. And you take the knight. That's all you have to do for that one. This is checkmate. They're at 16. You're at 16? That's insane. I know they're not that hard yet, but still, you're finding these very fast. Rook down. Bishop here, checkmate. Here, mate. Knight in, queen over. We're sitting at 17. Oh, here, and you win the queen. Like, there's no checkmate, but you win the queen there, and you take on d8. All right, in this one, we see that the knight is not super useful yet. You can't take there. You can't take... Oh, no, you can take this. Yeah. I don't know how that's... I mean, it's winning endgame. That seems like it wouldn't be a puzzle, though. Check. Here, and you take. We're sitting at 20. Check. No, wait, you can't go there. If you go down, check. Oh, yeah, they can't go over because they're checkmate in the corner on h1. All right, that's going to be made in one. We're sitting at 22. This is going to be 23. I see this one. Take rook h8. You take here on h6. That's checkmate. You could go queen. I think you could sack the queen. Yeah. And then rook takes, and you take the rook there. It's 24. Take the queen. Yeah, 25. The bishop's going to move out the way in this one. If you take, there's nothing there. There's no diagonal check. Is there a check there? No. Oh, maybe you can take this, go here, and then go here. So you can take, but not for the reason I was thinking originally. Capture. And you're setting up the checkmate idea. And then take, and then there's checkmate there on g2. Alright, this rook can slide up, and then rook over here. We're sitting at 28. The bishop's going to move in. Capturing. They slide in. I think you have to take here. And right now we're down a piece. How is this possibly? Check. Take. Oh, because you have a fork. And you have the fork there at the end. Alright, 29. 30. Oh, there. Oh, this is free because of the rook there. And I missed that part at first. Check. No, no, we stop at 33 and they get 34. That is tough. GG Southern, GG there. All right, let's go here to some survival. I don't think we saw any other invitations there. Let's start up and try and get a personal best. How I've been doing it? Chess, I've been playing about 13 years. Puzzles, I guess the last 3 years. I don't think I did... Like, I did some puzzles when I was a kid, but it wasn't like this. Like, where I had... It was called Chess Magnet. We didn't have a chess.com when I was learning how to play. Take here, or at least it wasn't popular. Rook down here, that's checkmate. Queen down here. Rook over, take checkmate. Mate here, queen and bishop. I think you should be able to promote this pawn. Alright, I guess I don't have to do this fast, but I don't know. It's just kind of... When they're easier like this, there's no point in spending too much time. Here, take... Oh, I forgot. I did forget to do something. Oh, well. But the queen slides in. I forgot to make the clips from last stream. Take here, check. Rook slides down. That's checkmate. And now we can push up. When he gets to one that we need to take some time, he will. We get the queen here. We're sitting at 13. This one, okay, this one can take some time. Not as much. You realize that you have to sacrifice because they have pieces around your king. And you see that you have a pawn here and a queen and a rook. Someone involved. So it's rook sack. Because you take here on h6 and then there's mate here on g7 at the end. Alright, this one we should get a mate and probably 3. So they're attacking your queen. You can slide in here with the check, right? The king slides back. You have another check. They slide over, and then the bishop would have slid there at the end to finish it off. Appreciate that. How do I... Can you type like... Is it Ayed? Ayed? But yeah, thank you for joining in the live. I'm glad you've got back to it. We're just doing some puzzles today, trying to get my personal best. Maybe I should display that somewhere. That makes sense, honestly. But my personal best is 62. So we're trying to get higher than 62 today. Yeah, they lifted their pawn up here. Mate in 1. I mean, that's what you need. That's what you need. Because there are times where I'm at like 50. I'm like, dude, this is easy. Like, sometimes they give you a softball to continue the score. Stat pad a little bit. Just take it if you did all the hard work beforehand. Alright, but we can take here. Bet Southern. We can definitely get a rematch in when you're back here. Now, if you take there on f7, check, check, fork. Oh, the last one. Yes. But yeah, they took there on c2. You could take check if the king slides up. No. That doesn't look right. But, I mean, this is probably it. I'm just not seeing it. They didn't make you find the rest of it. But they go b4. This one I do see. You have the fork here in the center. We're sitting at 18. Can we get to 20? Knight's going to slide up, check. Oh, no, you're in check. You can't do that. So, oh, you take this, and then you go here, check, and you win the queen. Alright, the king's going to slide up. Queen slides in, they go back over, and you probably just take the rook on h1 at the end, so check, here, and rook h1, and that's checkmate. This should be a mate in 1. You see that the king can't come forward at all. See the squares we control with the white pieces without the knight. The knight's under attack, so it tells you probably should move it, and then knight here, attacking the king and the bishop there. So just like that, checkmate. Oh, no. Not mate. Well, we'll use mate. It's mate now. When you go up here to f3. Alright, lift their knight up. We can go here. King slides. Knight takes. Man. I'm not sure exactly. So if you slide your bishop in here, attacking the queen, catch you later, Ayed. If you go here attacking the queen, they could bring the queen up to d7. So that is probably not it. If you take the knight, no, this is definitely it though. Here, up, and there's some move after that. Oh, then knight here, yeah. And now you have the fork with the knight because you can guard c7 and you take the rook here in the corner. This one, you know there's a checkmate as you drop a queen. This is a pretty, I wouldn't say common mating idea because how often this has happened. But at least in puzzles it's common. The knight slides here. 2 knights and the bishop is enough for a checkmate. This is a double check checkmate. And we sit at 24. Now for this one, you're going to win the game after taking the rook. Rook slides down and you take the queen. That's a mate. You can have the queen. Oh. You can take here and then go knight x f7. There's nothing on this side. I thought it was a different type of puzzle, but no. That would have been incorrect. I thought it was this type where you go here, they push and you take. Right, that's not what that was. But this one you can do that. Queen slides up. Knight takes here. Take the rook. And you're sitting at 27. So the king drops back here. You see it's almost opposition, but they're in the corner, so the king's a bit limited. That's why I know it's king here, as you could just drop down, even if they slid over a square, just sliding into opposition. And their rook is docile. It can't really help. So you go here, it gets out the way. That's the checkmate there on b8. Alright, they slide over. This is a win the queen tactic. You take here, check, take here, check, and you win the queen here on d4. Alright, you have the white pieces this time. I'll say definitely a little bit harder here. I think the problem is their king is unprotectable. Like once you go h7, you could just, so say you had 2 moves. You'd go h7 and then here discover check, and then you push, right? Like obviously you don't have 2 moves, but that's like the ideal position. When you go h7 in the first place, they shouldn't be able to get their king behind this pawn. So say you go up and then give a check. You just go here. and then they go here, you go here, and then here, and then you see, you get the point. Eventually you get away, and they're just not able to hide their king. Well, I hope that's right at least. You go here, they slide over, yeah. I can show that in a second why it would work. Check. Because it doesn't let you go too far in depth as to why it does. Let's look at that real quick. I struggle with saying the chords every time I have to look. The coordinates. Oh. Yeah, I just say it probably comes with practice. Like, I've just done it a lot of my life. So it's kind of like second nature. But if it's not something you did, maybe like read out. Maybe in your head say this, like knight f6, knight f3. Just keep saying it internally. That's probably what I just did. Or me and the people who were learning together just did that naturally. As you know. When we were learning. Yeah, rook h3. And you can just, you can even take. But the point is, you can keep sliding away and then sliding. And then sliding. And now they can't do anything, right? Alright, let's go to this next one. We're sitting at 30 right now. So today I'm not doing games. Today we're just going through some puzzles. But I do have, tomorrow, I'll have a viewer tournament, or viewer tournaments, the entirety of the stream, if you'd be interested then. Yeah, their king is here on f8. We can take here on f7, I'm guessing. And if they take rook here to f5. So that's probably it, yeah. So you just capture. And then here you're winning the queen after rook f5. They take, and you're up a queen for a rook. Not the easiest endgame still, but it is a winning endgame. But queen g6 over here, check. Wherever they go, you could probably slide down after, and it's just mate. So if you go here, side in the corner, you have mate here on g2. If you go here, on 58, Hey, but you can still get to 60. You have 2 strikes left. Can you say move? Yeah. Play along. Everyone's allowed to type in moves. It's not serious. I don't care if I accidentally see it or anything. I think it's more fun when people are also like, trying along too. So yeah, and if it's wrong, when I'm wrong, or if someone has something wrong, I'll go through in the analysis board and we'll look into see why that particular move doesn't work here. And that's checkmate. All right, 32. The queen's going to slide over here to h6. This is honestly kind of easy for 32. It usually is a little bit harder. Maybe I'm just getting better at it, but I don't think so. I mean, I'm probably getting better, but this is also just easier than some of the other ones. But they're here on e4, like up, push, but up. Yeah, so you can go here to a2. If they try and open up their bishop, you could go f6. If they check, you could go down. Yeah, they just can't stop it. And then you go f6 here. And now you get the queen. In a very weird position, but you are up a queen. And that's mainly what matters. Take here, you have the pin. Alright, you see, oh, this is another one of those. Take, you have the pin. Now here's interesting. Because my first thought is just knight in. But really this is not even check. Like, you can't even mate them. Like, if the king just slides over, there's no checkmate. It just looks very dangerous. Oh, no. I'll take that back, actually. Because here, if they go over, you would take here, right? And now you're threatening winning that. Take attacking the knight. So I think it is knight here to f6, check. If they capture, you capture. And then when the knight moves, you'll take the bishop. So it's not a checkmate, but it's the checkmate threat winning you a piece and you're down a piece. But that seems like that's not the intention if you're already down. But I don't see anything else. I think it's knight here to f6. Yeah, take. And now if that's right, I would guess this part's right. Yeah, and they drop back. Now, I would have said go here, but they go back. So, oh, that's why it's just a checkmate. Because here, if they go here, they would have to go there, right? Stopping that. And then here, over. I'm not sure how this is a win, but I think that's the move. Yeah, I want to see the analysis board on that. Today's supposed to be viewer tournament because, yeah, I was thinking about that. How do I? Well, let me answer this first, Ryan. I try and stream every day, but definitely I try and get 5 times a week. Now that the semester starts, I'm sure there'll be times I have like homework assignments or exams that take the time, that take too much time. So I can't say it'll be daily all the time, but that's my intention at least. And so your question, Ryan, you're right, but I had the poll up for a long time yesterday, And even though Viewer Tournament won eventually, it ended up being that Puzzles did win with a 53 vote sample size on YouTube. And I kind of felt bad, because that means, I don't know, felt bad. It did win the vote, so I'm like, well, let me just do this again and get an actual puzzle stream. And then tomorrow we'll go back to Viewer Tournaments, and then we'll get back on schedule. I don't want to count the mixed streams I do as like for one of the three, if that makes sense. So I'm just going to do the puzzles for today, and I actually just enjoyed doing it yesterday. So that's another reason though. But yeah, we're sitting at 37. The pawn is here on d4. We have the black pieces, so you would imagine you take... In school, I study applied engineering sciences. If you take this, they go up. Up, yeah, they're just too slow. And you're not too slow. And you just go up here. King here to c7, take queen, and then get a queen at the end. They capture. I know that. So if you take here first, let's calculate. Take here first. They take, you take. Over, check. So I think you have to capture this first. Yeah, it's not like there's something you can't do if you take the queen first. Yeah, you can't take the rook first. And that's the part of the puzzle they're trying to make you solve. Can you just be quick and capture? And you can't do this. It's a draw. Because here, here, over. There's no actual mate, so you just have to keep going back and forth. Like this is 3-move repetition eventually. Or, yeah. But you need 2 rooks. You need a second rook in that line. That's why you know you have to take the queen. Although it looks like you're wasting a move, but you're not. Because you have this extra rook now, you can win taking there on h2. So we're sitting at 39 here, trying to get to 40. I'm pretty sure you can just take the queen. If there are 2 pawns on the 6th rank, there's nothing they can do to stop it. Let's do this right. Take over, up, over, down. Well, you definitely have to take. I just need to get the pawn moves correct after. So capture, capture. You would have to go up first, right? Because if you went here, 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 they could just go rook c5, and then push, and then take, and then up, and then up, and then you're losing the game. So you capture, rook takes, you immediately attack them, because now if they go down, you go up, they take. I don't know. Maybe you can't take the queen. I'm calculating this. None of these seem like they would work, honestly. But you're in check. I guess you have to take it. I don't see the rest, though. Oh, maybe it's a4 first. Yeah, that makes more sense. a4, now down. And then up. And then take. And then up, over, up. And then they do whatever. And then down, take. Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, that's not it. What is it? It's not a5. Oh, it's then. What happens if they go down? Down, push, take. Oh, it's a. What I was missing was a4 the whole time. It's not. Yeah, you have to go up. And then in this line, it's. Oh, b5. How did I miss b5? Push. You have to go up here to b4. I missed b5 before. So I missed a lot of that one. Well, we're sitting at 39. We have 1 strike. We still have a decent chance at a decent score. I think queen takes here in the center. They slide over, and now there you can't take here because you see the rook has that activity. The second part of this puzzle is going to be harder than the first part, I would say. If you take, they go over. The bishop moves, but you're down a queen, so it doesn't have as much of an effect. It doesn't make as much sense. Knight can go here somewhere and open up the rook. Again, that's not feeling like that'd be correct, though. So where can we look to? Knight slides knight in. Too long of a tactic. Queen can't take, queen takes. The bishop can't move. This one is not coming easy to me. I see that there's a fork idea. Like if somehow the knight got there. But again, that seems like that's too far away from the current position. And then taking over again. So there's somewhere we can place the knight. Must see, just capture. And then here. I might have to get 2 straight wrong. and start off barely above 40. Because, man, this is difficult. The problem I'm seeing is you can't take the bishop because the queen takes, right? The bishop can't move. So that's the first place that my mind would go to. There's nothing taking on f6 because the knight can capture here, right? There's nothing you can do there. The knight must have a move that I'm missing. The other issue is if they take and you take, the queen slides in. King h1. That could be it. The reason I'm hesitant on king h1 is this capture, right? And the queen gets so active. So I'm thinking it has to be an active move. But what though? I just don't get what. Because you can't take the rook. I'm sure when I'll see it, I'll be like, oh, that's all it is. But right now, it's feeling like it's an extremely difficult move. 95, yeah, I was trying to think the same thing. I was thinking the same thing. Like 95 or knight here. After here, you're threatening the mate, which is why you would play it, right? So that makes sense to me. But just after knight captures, I don't get it. Well, I don't see anything else. I think it's either 95 or knight g5. And we're just going to go here. No. Is it g5? What is it instead? It's knight g5. What's the difference? After you go here, they take. Oh, and you win the rook. That's crazy. You win the rook here, and it's completely open because over there's the check, and you win the bishop. I don't think I would have saw. That's harder than some of the 50s I've done, honestly. That was definitely harder than that. But regardless, we get that wrong. Can we get to 40 at least? Knight g5. Followed by rook. Yes, David had that perfect. But yeah, take here. You'll be up. You'll get a piece back. You're attacking the knight as well. The knight could jump away. It feels like a free piece should be the first move, though. And is it more complex than that? No. Just take that, and they take. Now you can check. And then take. Like, that's way easy. Like, that's so much easier of a puzzle. They go up here to c3. Capture here. Like, that's almost too easy. The other one was too hard for 40, it feels like. Oh, you take the bishop. And then here, and then here. And then here, 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 here. Oh, and you went. Oh, no. No, no. I forgot the pawn was there for a second. Now, this is not the way you continue it. You would what would you do? We're going to have to play again. You can't take. You would instead do what? Capture? That's probably not. I want to see the analysis on this one. A bad first run. But that means you only have room for improvement the rest of the way. Take, and you just push the pawn down. Man. I got into muscle memory, because usually when it's like this, you just go here. But I need to sit and not do the puzzle. I need to, or try and memorize the puzzle. I have to do the puzzle on the board. But they go down here. We have the white pieces. I'm sure you have to just take this. Yeah, and you just go pawn down here. That's what I'm saying. Only Canada, because the difference is insane between those two. Take. All right, 2 for 2 here. 3 for 3 here. 4 for 4. 5 for 5. All right. Good start. We have 5. All right. We have 6. We have 7. And we have 8. Okay. Let's see if we can get to 10. Or, not if we can. But let's get to 10. Check. And then double check, checkmate. This is mate here. Rook here to h8 because the bishop and rook work together. Perfect. All right. The rook slides up. Queen here on this diagonal. Perfect there. What's going on, Dave? How you doing today, man? You've walked in on a second attempt at getting the personal best. I had a horrible, horrible first attempt there, but we're trying to turn it around. Take here. Man. All right. This one, there needs to be a checkmate. And then you can take this. They go over. There's check. You take this. They go over. Check. Yeah, there's no... Oh, wait, no. Here. Here. Knight here. I was looking for that. I missed it at first, and that's checkmate. I know this next one. The bishop back here. Elo learning openings. What openings are you learning? And then I got some at the chess tournament today. People or someone's telling me to get Chesley. I'm like, that seems. And he had some pretty cool stuff about Long. It seems like a pretty good idea. Because I had Chessable. It didn't I didn't get as much out of it. So I was looking for something new. And it's like, oh, Chesley. I think I'll try that out soon. But I had a great day. I can't lie. I was at a tournament. I didn't play. But I was talking to people that I know there. And I registered for 2 tournaments next weekend. So I have a Blitz tournament next Saturday. And then a Rapid tournament next Sunday. So I am quite excited about chess. Maybe not the best decision because I have school. But I couldn't turn it down. Like the Rapid tournament is hosted by an international master. And he's playing in it, I think. But either he's playing in it or he's definitely reviewing everyone who pays for it, they get to get a game review. Like if you play in the tournament. So I'm like, oh, that'd be awesome if I get an IM to tell me what I can improve. And it's 24 plus 5. I believe. Yeah, you take this. OTB, I'm 1970 USCF. Take, push, push, push. And you get the queen. Alright, they take here. Wow, knight down is crazy. That's a checkmate. Alright, 17. Wow, that's a trap queen too. Yeah, knight here's a trap queen. Because the bishop pair is so active. Take there. Alright, capture. Well, let's make sure I see it first. Capture king over. Ah, you win the queen there on f2. These are some fun puzzles. Usually it's like the same type of puzzle in the first 20. I don't think I've seen those before. That's a fun type. Like that's like the first puzzle, the ease level. What's going on, Bones? How you doing today? Yeah, rook can drop down. We have queen here, and that's an unstoppable mate idea. Well, they can slide over, so it's not unstoppable. There's part of it that should be. You can't take because they take. Here they move their queen over. And then what? Okay, queen here to f6. Queen e5. Do you just win the bishop? I guess it could be that simple. I'm trying to get a checkmate. Maybe there's not a checkmate. Yeah. Alright, this next one you're going to win the rook. Check, rook down. And rook takes on f4. Good to hear, man. Glad you're doing good today. Yeah, queen's going to drop. They're looking at c7. We can go here. No, you can't go there. Oh, you can push the pawn forward. And they take, yeah. And now you win the knight sitting here on f3. Now you just win the knight. That's just checkmate. All right, they move their rook over. They have a mate lined up. This bishop and queen are working together attacking g2. If you take the rook, the queen takes back. That's not ideal whatsoever. The knight could go... Oh, yeah. It's knight here. At first I saw this, I was like, oh, they can just go over. I missed that you're hitting the queen as well. So here, they slide, and now you take the queen, and you take the rook there in the center. Alright, for this one, I think it's bishop g4. Well, no, it's not. Oh, you could go here, maybe. Here you're attacking the queen. And wherever they go to defend, so if they go here. No, they still can't stop this, right? Because the queen and the knight work together. So I think it's knight up. You're attacking the queen, they just do this instead. You take, and now you're in a winning endgame. Alright, the rook's going to capture. Rook captures. I'm not sure exactly the dimensions of the box, but I would think that they are not close enough. So you're going to just push the pawn here. There's got to be some way, like you go this many files over to draw the box when you're this close to promotion. I don't know that yet, but I have a general idea, general feel for how close the king is. Only 59 till next time. It's tired of hey man, that's how it is sometimes. You just keep going, and you know you're not right, but it's like I don't care. Like it's all about it's not marathon. What is the word? Not for marathon. The word endurance. Yes, you have to have puzzle endurance. Cause man, and you could sit there for a long time. Like yeah, it is what it is. I'll get that more on Lichess. 5 times 5, 4 times 4. So is it, the 5 is how many squares you're away. So like if you're here, like if you're on the third rank, is your box here? Is that what you're saying? And if the king, I guess so. Because here, they slide in. Here, you'd go over. Here, over. Oh, that's a bigger box actually. Yes, okay. Oh no, but you're here. And so you draw it here. Then you go up, they would go in. You'd go up, they go in. Up, here, up. Maybe it's a little bit more, though. But the rook slides over in this one. Bishop takes here. Rook takes. If you slide your bishop check, do you have to... Oh, yeah, it's bishop check. So bishop check, rook up, take, check, and then you win the queen. There's no checkmate that I can see, at least. Yeah, I don't see a checkmate. That's why at first, like, how do you do this puzzle? Because there's no mate, but sometimes it's not what you think it is. You just had some material for that one. The knight's going to drop back. I think you go here. Well, I see the idea of you winning this rook here with the rook to e6. King back. Knight takes. King up. Knight back. Down. They could slide their rook over. So it should be more forcing than that. But if you just go king here to e8, they could take this, and now you can't go rook here to e6, which is making me not feel overly confident about that. But I guess they can't take this pawn, though. Right? Because the rook's guarding. So I think you can't just go over. Yeah. Let me take the knight there. And now you go here to guard this rook. Alright, the queen's going to go here. You're in check. You see you have this pin. You could probably just slide out the way going king here to g6. Because if you go back this way, they have a check on the back rank. So I think king g6. King e7. Yes, that was correct. I just missed that the rook guarded the pawn. But it is king e7 that you could play after that. What's going on, Super Grandmaster Borat? How's the studying for the Boston State Championship, right? King g6. Ooh, how do you continue, though? Queen here to h1. You're hitting the king. You can't take this, obviously, because the queen's there. So you drop down, they move. And then check here. Check. And now what? That is the question. You got them out the center. You can't win the queen. You could slide over. But now you have them cut off from this angle. There's no diagonal check with the bishop, though, so the queen has to move again. The queen has this check here. Queen slides over, they go up. Over. I may get this one wrong. I don't see how you continue this, really. It is there. Okay. And then here. So why can't they just get out the way, though? If instead... If they go up... Oh, now the bishop could... Oh, you take on d4. Yes, that's what it is. Okay. Look at this next one. We're sitting at 31 for 31. Almost had last puzzle. That's checkmate in one. Rook slides over here. Or no. It looks like it should be that. But the knight's there. You could go here to h5, check. They go over. And then you go g5, check. Knight takes, and then bishop takes checkmate. So check, and then pawn here to g5, and then bishop x g5, and the rooks are so powerful. They take your queen. You know there's some type of mate when this happens. Check, and then checkmate here, 34. Alright, take queen, rook e1, f4, take bishop. We're at 35. Alright. It looks like it should be here. The problem is if you go here, they could slide their king out the way, and there's no way you can finish off the game. But queen h3 instead... Now if they go back here, you have knight to f3 checkmate. Whereas if you go here and they go here, there's no knight to f3 because they can't go to f2. Like f2 is not an option. This is the equivalent f2 and h2. If you go here, they can go to h2. But if you go here, they can't go to f2 there. All right, the queen is here in the center. We can go queen here to h4. If they drop back, where can we go after that? So qh4, king drops. Don't know if I love that. Because once the king is there, there's no way to get to it. Like, knight in does attack the rook. And threatens that check, but they could get out the way. Otherwise, there's no other idea. Yeah, let's go here. The king moves out the way. Knight g3. And you're also threatening that knight to e2 attack, but you're down a piece right now. There's no mate idea, though. So you may just have to go for that. Knight in, looking to go knight here, but you're also attacking the rook off rip there. Knight drops in, rook slides up. If you go down, you can't take because the bishop's guarding. It makes me think that this is the move with the check. They slide over, take here. And then you could even go queen down, winning that bishop. Boom. Is there anything better? Queen here, they just take the knight, and you can't take the rook. There's nowhere to attack the queen. I think you just take the rook here. And now you win the bishop. I'm going queen h1. You take this here. All right, 37. The rook slides over. Now the question is, how do you convert this game? It feels like king g3 is an easy move to make. The rook can't slide over as the pawn is facing this way, so you would just lose the rook. There's no way to trade the rooks off instantly, so I think king g3 allowing a pawn push up. They drop their rook down. You can give this check. If they go back, then you just go behind. No tournaments today. No tournaments today. Yeah. We're going to go here. Almost back in 40. Yeah. Almost back. Almost back. Because that was crazy short run. I missed one of them, which is too hard for me to find. I don't think I could have found knight g5. Like that was quite difficult. But the other ones definitely, like, what was I thinking? Yeah, f3, I think. Appreciate the donation there, Johns. And the likes there from, I can't see who sent the likes. Aurora, is that say? Arbra? Let me look at my computer. From, bro, I cannot see who sent them. But thank you for the likes. Oh, let's see. Arbration. Much appreciated. But yeah, they're here on e7. I think you go f3. Check. The king drops back, and then rook g5 feels like the move. Right? Because you have to guard your king from all of these checks. And going here, I feel like I would not... Yeah, because then they could check it. If you went back, they could go king up. So here, and then king down. Yeah. No. Oh my god. What is this one? We're getting cooked today. Check. You sack. Can you not play? Is this a draw? If you go rook behind? King f1. This is a draw, apparently. Wow. You can only play f2 check. Okay. Well, we get 37 wrong. We have to get on a streak. At least, I have to get better every run. And we got to 40, so we have to at least get to 41. And then appreciate those likes. And someone else sent some too, but thank you all for the support there. We're almost at 800 there. Let's try and get some puzzles right now. They're here on e6. Okay, you can sack the rook here. And then rook down, queen down. All right. Back on track there. This next one looks like a free bishop. I feel like there should be some type of checkmate, though, with the way the king's set up. You have rook g4. The king can slide back. And then, like, taking now, check. Down, check. I don't know if I love that setup. But I don't see the checkmate, though. That's the problem. Rook up, king down. But they could just go king up. So do you just capture here and walk your way back this way? Oh, no. It's king g2. King g2 because they can't go down, and that's checkmate, yeah. And now you take the rook. And now you get checkmate there. Perfect. Alright, they move their queen here to a4. The rook can slide in. The king slides out the way. And then you go bishop here, check. Setting up the mate idea. Now they can't go back to d7 and hide away. So rook slides down. Bishop here to h3. Take. And we're sitting at 40. Alright. Now, obviously, that's not the goal. But we should get higher than I did on the last one. If you get this next one correct, we definitely will. Puzzles, they will be for the next one. Today, I did not have time to input them, but I'll have them for the next one. Alright, their queen is here on h2, and good call there, GPU. But and Mass, appreciate the subscription. They will be on the stream. That's the promise. But today, I was doing stuff all day until I got on stream. Otherwise, I would have. But queen here attacking the king. Here, take. I think so. Here. Here, and then knight here. But how'd the lesson go, Gregory? I've been giving lessons the last couple days. It's fun to teach, man. Teaching chess, it's really fun. Here, and then knight back. Checkmate. Alright, the queen's going to slide in. Check. Okay. So there's a check here, right? Oh, we clap myself up. We got higher than the last run. Oh, maybe it's here instead, right? Queen slice in, check. Now if the king goes back this way. Ah, yes, here, here, then here. Okay. And then here. Yeah. And I'll show the rest because it doesn't make you find it. The reason this works, if they go here, you can just move the knight, and you have this discovered check idea, right? He really like ingrained. It ingrained a lot into you, or like he improved having to coach people. Alright, but yeah, I'll say talking about like the basics of chess is like, man, I should apply this to my game when I'm telling someone else something for them. But they're here on b4. If you take the knight, they take. So there's nothing there. You see they have a pin? This whole diagonal is wide open. This definitely feels like the 44th puzzle. Like it seems solvable, but it's not easy. And that's how I prefer them to be. Not that impossible knight g5 one. We're doing in-game stuff because I really want to be as good as I can. Yeah, so you know like bishop and knight type of thing? Ah, yeah. Probably because he's going through bishop, knight, bishop, bishop, checkmate all the time. He has it down to a science at this point. For me here, it seems like it shouldn't be that hard. Like doing material count, it's equal material. The bishop's not protected, but you can get your queen out like for any check that somehow wins the bishop. Like it'd have to be on this rank anyways. That's not even right. Going up this knight, this bishop's hanging. You can't give a check. I feel like there's some sacrifice here. Queen in, lift up. Yeah, they take. Do you still go in? Or do you take the knight first? Queen check, they lift. Take. I think you have to go queen check. Yeah. And then knight take. Alright. The queen drops back here to the first rank. 95. I think that's what it was. I think you were right. Is it knight? Yeah, knight c5. Yeah, nothing else even seemed possible, honestly. Like the sacrifice now your mind goes to immediately, but when you look at that position, like, yeah, it's probably 95. Because you have to get that queen out. I'm thinking king f7 for this one. Oh, no. King h8. Because king f7, they could go queen h5. And then you go king h8. If they go king over, you have this check. Oh, you can't go here. I want to say you have this check, but not really. I'm confused. Here, over, rook here, rook over, take, over. Huh. I don't get how it works just yet, but you have to get out the way to let your rook on the file. And you can't do it this way because of queen sliding in. And if you went here, they would take check. And if you went here, they come in. And then here, they could force the queen trait. So I'm almost certain it's king h8. Yeah. The king slides over. Now this is where I'm a little lost, because I don't understand how this is mate. It would make sense if the queen's not here. Because the queen's not there, you could just go queen f3 after rook over. Like rook g8, this is an obvious threat. So they have to respect it. They'd go rook over. But that's not the case. So rook g8, let's say rook slides. Rook takes. Oh, no, I get it. Here, and then here. Because the queen can't be two places at once. It just clicked for me at the end there. The queen can't be two spots at once. So once you take one, it either can guard this square here or guard f3. Like here you see they have two pieces. So this is guarding g2 and this is guarding f3. But once you make the queen the sole defender, it can't be two places at once, right? It'd be like a knight if it could guard this square and this square without being on the diagonal. You need a knight here on e1. And the queen is just not that. It's a lot of things, but it's not a knight. So that's how you get this one. Alright. Let's go to this next one. That was a fun one to solve. Alright, sitting at 44. They take here in the center. Feels like it should be some type of queen trap. I think I see it. So you go bishop g4. They can't go backwards because of this diagonal. They slide over, and then you have knight f5. Right? You're attacking the queen. Yeah, I'm glad you said that, G. I'll keep it up. I'll keep it up. But yeah, bishop can attack the queen. If they slide over, you have this knight going here to f5. And now the queen has no escape squares at all. Yeah. Oh, they can go in the center, though. Okay. So here, if they go in the center... Oh, could you play f5? That's crazy. But you could play f5. It looks very condensed, but that would work. Yeah, okay, they do it. f5 should win the queen still. Like, that's such a weird setup. Pawns guarding bishop. But yeah, now you'll see you're attacking the queen with the lower piece, and they can't slide back. And they can't take. And there's no check despite the king being on e8. This is not a advisable position, but the tactic itself, you could see. You go up, and now you take the queen. Sitting at 45 here. They lift the pawn forward. This seems like an easier one at first glance. My rating? Do you mean over the board or online? If you mean online, what time control are you asking about? Yeah, this is an easier one. You go here. If they go up, this is checkmate. And then here, oops, here, take, check. If they go up, then check. And then wherever they go, there's checkmate at the end. So rook down, rook take, rook up, and there's going to be mate at the end there. I'll show that why you can do the queen as well, because the queen looks like it should be able to work if you go queen down. The problem is the queen is a diagonal piece first in this position. Like, this is its main objective. It's guarding this f6 square so they can't like get out. Well, they couldn't go here if the rook's there, but assuming you move the rook, they can't get their king out this way. So you have to keep the queen here. That's why you look at the rook now to attack. And then wherever they go, this is mate in one right here. And then peek and online and over the board. My peek online, what would it be? I think it's 2410 is my peek bullet. And then my over the board is 1970 USCF. But if they drop back, this is checkmate there. All right, let's go to this next one. Lichess is good. Lichess, I actually almost exclusively use Lichess off of stream, so I agree. But on stream, I just use chess.com. I like both. Like, it's not like I don't like chess.com, but I prefer Lichess for puzzles and like the study feature. But I like chess.com's engine and the accuracy, and it's not like it's bad. And I play games on chess.com. Yeah, queen to f3. If the king slides over, Oh, okay. I kind of see it. You can't win the game. You can just win a piece back. Because if you go queen here to f3, they slide over. You would take here and then take the bishop. And then here, if they go here, I think that's what I just said. But if you go here and they go here, it's more work to it, right, if it's like this. But it still would work eventually. You could go queen down, and then they go here. Well, actually, you'd win a better piece. So you win the queen there on g1. I'm pretty sure here. Nah, you don't have to apologize, bro. I appreciate your desire to do that, though, but it's not a problem. What are you making, if I may ask? But queen f3, looking to go queen h1 on a queen f2 move. Here, yeah, they don't even want to do that because it's. I'll show the other one too. Well, let's see if I'm right here first. Here, yeah, I am, and then here. Okay, let's look at the other part of this. Had they instead done this, they lose their queen, actually, because after queen h1, you have to go queen back, rook takes, king takes, queen takes, and now you're up a queen for a light squared bishop. Alright, go to this next one. We're sitting at 47 out of 48. This is one that looks like it should be simple, but I already know it's not going to be. Like, you can feel that it's going to be a more challenging one. You have a queen, and you have a pawn. Now, my first thought is to go here. I think the issue is like qd5, and now you can't go queen h1. But if you went queen h1 now and then go up, like, there's really no checkmate. Like, if you go up, they just take, and then... Oh, no, that's actually just it. Yeah, no, that's the puzzle. You go queen here to h1. Now they have to go up. You sack the pawn. Because if they go up here, this is back here checkmate. But then here, up, you sack it. If they take and then queen back, this is also still checkmate. That's kind of cool. And that's mate there. Alright. The queen's going to... That was kind of a little bit quick. Let me explain that real quick. Scramble egg 6:30. Man, I keep forgetting time zones. Yeah, 6... Why are you up so early? Yeah, queen goes down here. And then you see the king. And the alternative... Oh, this is kind of forced. Yeah, this is all just mate in one. And then here, this is also mate in one if they don't take. And the other way... While you can't go there first, I think it's... It says queen f6. Can you not just play this? You can't? Oh, no, because you're not a... Oh, I get it. Yeah. So you instead have to go queen f6 first. Yeah, that way we get the win. We're sitting at 48. Are the queens here? Well, you know you can't trade queens. I would assume that's not an option, as you'd have a rook and a bishop for the opposite side, and you'd have a dark squared bishop there. So probably not. So we're looking at these two checks here. One of them doesn't work. Off the top of my head, if I were to guess, it's probably this one that doesn't work. But let's calculate through it. Because if you go here, I feel like they could just go here. And then there's really no, like, check and then back. And you're kind of stuck. If you go this way, you can corral the king up. And then go here. Oh, then check. Yeah, it is this way. I thought so. It was here. They lift up, and you have queen here to c2. Now, the reason it's c2 versus b2, that's a good question. Why is it c2? It's c2 because... Why is it c2? I don't think it's b2, and I had it in my head for a second, but I'm pretty sure you can't take it this way. Why, though? Because you go here, check. I think it's because if you go here, they can go back. Yeah, that's why. You need them to not go to the first rank. And right now, or they can only go to this square on the first rank. You don't want them to go there. So you take here. So now they can't go king d1. If they go back, that's checkmate in one. So you give the check. They slide up. Looks like they escape because they have this king d4 idea. Similar to the other puzzle we did where we had the queen that was here. And we didn't want to move the queen to allow king f6. And we moved the rook back up instead. It's a similar, like, process. You're trying to corral the king. So if you realize that when they go up, it's pretty simple of just going back this way because you're going behind the king and you're hitting it in all three potential escape lanes. Let's see if that's right though. Check. Yeah. So queen's going to slide over. You're guarding that escape lane and that escape lane, the diagonal and the lateral, and you're already controlling the second rank. So that's checkmate there. I lift the pawn forward here to g7. What? What? Oh, okay. I was like, what are they doing? Because if you take the rook, I guess because bishop, it's a repetition if you take the rook now. I mean, you probably still have to take the rook, but it's, if you do it immediately, king, they could go bishop here, check. Oh, no, they would just, never mind. They would just go here, and now, why couldn't you play that, though? Yeah, I feel like you would have to instead go here for the repetition, because if you go here and then bishop down, rook down, that would be a draw. You'd be winning. If they promote, you would take, and then that's passing. Because this pawn is so close to promoting, I actually don't know the right move. Because I don't understand why you couldn't just take the rook. Like, if you take the rook, they can't go bishop f7, but if they check you instead, it feels like they could just check you continuously. If you go away, yeah. So you can't take the rook first. Now, doing this first also makes little to no sense to me. Because if you go here and they go up. Oh, no, it does make sense to me. That makes perfect sense. Because you go here, if the king slides over, you would check over. But that's just a draw, though. If you take and the king slides. If you go here. Oh, if you go back, they go over, you could just take the rook. Yeah. Then you have to take here on h4. So you take on h4, check. You move the king, you take rook. And now they can't support the pawn there. Because once the king's now on the 6th rank, you could just take on g7. So I'm pretty sure. We'll see, though. Yes. Now, you just go rook. How you do this probably matters. Yeah, you have to go rook g4. Because rook h6 run into the same issue of the king guarding the pawn. You need the king to not guard g7. That's the important part of this setup. If the king guards g7, we've done the wrong thing. Let's see. Who are you coaching this, guys? Or is it face-to-face? Oh, we hit 1220. 1220 on YouTube. Thank you guys for the support there on the stream. And then I've been doing this, a girl and a guy in my club, just because. Like, just because I'm cool with them. And they seem to want to get better. So I've just been helping them get better. Like, going over some of their games. Like, live while they're playing them and, like, after. Or live in person. Like, we're not cheating. Like, when we're playing in the club. Or going over their online games after. So just telling them some stuff I know to try and help them get a little better. I think it's rook g4. Yeah. Oh, they go there? Huh. I did not expect that. I think you go rook f4 now. Rook f4. Yeah. Here. And then take. I think. And then here. Yeah. I'll break that down a little bit. Because that one was... It wasn't that complex, but maybe it'd be cool to see why it actually works. How long have you been playing chess for? Well, I appreciate the compliment. I've been playing about 13 years, but it was on and off, or on and then a 4-year break, and then we're back on here. Yeah, you take on h4. I'll explain first why you can't take the rook, though, because if you take the rook, bishop g6 check. How is this a win, though? I don't... Oh, duh. Here, 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 queen. I don't know why I didn't see queen g8. I just saw them going back and forth for some reason. But yeah, queen g8. But that's why you can't take that. It's just too bad. But when they push, you have to take this. You take with check. And the idea is... Oh, it's even better if I explain it this way. Here, the issue, more than anything, is that they're allowed to guard this pawn. If you could just take this here, it's not an issue whatsoever, right? So that's keep that in mind, right? So when you take this on h4, you're trying to remove the king. So say the king went up here, take. They're up a bishop, but you just go e2. And they have a light square bishop. This is a dark square. They can't attack a square they can't control. So that's why you go rook h4. Though they go king g6, check. And the same thing happens. Once the king doesn't guard this, it doesn't matter. The rest, they even sack the rook in the engine. Because the engine's like, this is a better endgame to play. But a human probably would not do that. So say they go up here, they realize they can't do it, you take, the same thing happens. You just go up here e2, and now when they try this g6, you could take this, because the king's not guarding, and then like the same exact thing, if they were to go h7, you just take because the king's not guarding. Alright, we got to 50. We've redeemed the previous run, I'll say. So far, the previous run was not very good. Now we're sitting at 50. Can we break 50 on this one? They go up here to h2. Already harder than the previous puzzles, I'll say. Because they are move away from queening, which makes you feel like there has to be a check. But they also have a check, too. A check and a queen. So the stakes are high in this one. If you take, king takes rook up, here. Now, that wouldn't do anything there. Huh. I see like a mate in 3. The problem is, if you go down here, it wouldn't matter that they get the queen. Like you would still do like this and then over or whatever, and then like go there and then here and then here, right? So it wouldn't matter like they get the queen. But if you go down here to a8, if they check you, oh, that's crazy. They couldn't check you again after you go king d2. It looks like there should be there's literally no other check. That's insane. Yeah, they can go queen g2. You just take on g2, and there's no dark square check. Wow, really? No, there's no other check. You can just go here in the corner. No, you can't. What? You can go in the corner. I didn't see another check. Maybe I'm missing it, or clearly I missed it. It makes more sense that there is a... Oh, you push first. So why can't you do what I did? My idea is right, or this part of it's right, that there's a king d2. But I just have the wrong first move. Or that's a big gist. But I have the wrong first move. The idea that they can't check you again after this is right, though. But here... Oh, they just go queen back. How did I miss that? Queen back. e6 is better. Because now the rook has to move out the way. So say they just go out the way. There are too many check ideas. check sliding in, king slides, and then this rook over. Ah, okay. That's what I missed. The rook, they combine on h8 there. Let me challenge in my club. Like right now, you can go. Yes, you got it, man. This is why you got higher than me today in puzzle versus survival. This is exactly why. But to answer your question, Gregory, at my club now, there's someone who makes it. Well, it depends. Like a consistent member, no. But there are people that could come in that are better than me. There's someone, he's 2100 USCF. Like we've played, like I've won, but I'm sure it's not 50-50. There's a national master that goes here, but it was just, I was the only person who gave him a game, and even I couldn't really hang with the national master. So I assume he stopped coming because of those reasons. Like, only I could like compete, and then even I was maybe 70-30, like 75-25. Like it wasn't that competitive. But I think you take here, push up. I don't see how you promote that though. Push, they take. I don't want to go B3 immediately. 1300. I did hit 1400. About a man. Congratulations. Is that 1400 blitz or is that 1400 rapid? But congratulations though. That's fire. I'm trying to get some peaks as well, and I want to have them consecutively because I had a bullet peak and a blitz peak. But like when I got really or better at blitz, my bullet lost 200 points. So I'm trying to get good at both at the same time, which you would think coincide, but they did not for me. Man, if you take on h7, knight captures, b3, king up, back. Oh, yeah. Okay. I get it. The reason this works is when you go up, they go here. You take attacking, but since you're attacking the knight, you're setting up going b2, and once b2's played, you guard the two squares the king can't go to. The king can go to the stop of the pawn, which is why this works here. Yeah, they just have to give it up. I want to show that one because that's pretty cool. Let's make sure I get the rest right though, because I definitely have the right idea in this one. Just have to close it out. b2, knight d5 check, and then his king c5. Okay. And queen. Oh, you still gotta. Okay. You still have to get them right. Where do we go? Queen slides all the way over. Okay. So I'll show this real quick. This is a pretty nifty resource here. So what you're doing, say instead they go king here, which is at first what I was calculating. It's bishop takes e4. And the reason this works is the king could go back, but you take the knight. Like if the knight's not here, this is the situation you would want. You want the pawn to be here, so the king can't go forward and it can't touch it. So how would you get that to happen? Because say you just push the pawn up, obviously they just take the bishop. So you have to get out the way in a way that still has the square, so that's why you can't go back. Like yeah, you would guard that square still if the pawn was up here too, but you couldn't promote it. So that's why you have to take there on e4. You're attacking the knight. Now you have the setup of guarding this square twice, and now you can push easily. Because they go back, you just take the knight. And this is a loss because you're sitting on h7, and they only have 2 pawns here. So they just have to walk in your line of fire. You would take, and then you would take. And now you have all these pawns there. Alright, let's go to this next one. We're going to try and get to 51. Let's see. I don't know if we'll have any viewer tournaments today. Yesterday I did the half stream. I think I want to keep it, because I know some people, since I have different types, I know some people just come for that one. I want to try and make it fair, because I haven't stopped a viewer tournament stream to do puzzles, you know. I want to try and be consistent there. Like, I'll do some days where I have the half and half, but I will still have the full days where it's like, just this for today. And we'll have some, like, mix and match, though. So it's not just sequential 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. We can do some mix and match. But I'll count that as a separate thing versus a full day of one of them. What's going on, Shaba? But yeah, I'm going to go rook here to f1 check. If they slide over, we can go queen here to d6 check. I think so. Alright, catch you later then, man. Yeah, rook here to f1. If they slide over, take here. This looks almost like a checkmate. They could slide down, check, over. Oh, wait. You can't go to this square, because the queen does guard that there. I still think it's rook f1, though. There's no place, I feel like you could put the queen that would work long term. And then you have the fact that your rook is hanging there on a1. It's not just in the way. I think you have to save it because it's under attack. So rook f1 here. But there's no diagonal hit anywhere. Like, there's no queen d6. They just block it. It's already losing a rook. It's not like it's a big deal. But queen up, they could also just go over. Well, okay, here, let's say they go over. We give a check. But after king here, yeah. Rook f1. The rook slides here. And then what? So queen slides with this check here on d6, attacking. If they slide over... Oh, then we could go queen here. Yes, and you're going to win the rook. Now, we have a way to get... A reason why they can't just slide out the way. Because if they go that way... So say you go here and then over. And then here and then over, you would take that rook. So we know if we go here, they can't slide this way. Now we have to calculate what to play if they go here. I think you could just take the rook. Because this rook can't move. So let's go queen in here. Yes. And then you go queen... Wait. If you go here, they could go queen back. So queen g6, they go queen g7. Ah, rook x f7. So you would take the rook here. If they take queen, you take here with the pawn, guarding the rook there on f7. Here. And now queen take wouldn't work, because queen take, rook take, king take. But rook take, queen can't take. Queen takes take here. So rook x f7 here. And you take here, you're guarding the rook at the end. Alright, let's go to this next one. The rook is here on d7. Keep fingers crossed on you, my friend. You ran away from the status quo. Wait, is one of us up a lot? Is that what you're saying, Thinker? I have not checked in a while. Are you up or am I up? And then I hope you have... Oh, you said you're... Wait, going to bed. 4 a.m.? What time zone are you in? Yeah, rook is here on d7. And then you could take on h2 maybe. You said queen to e7 after. And then we have another one, knight move. So knight move, queen e7. Let's look at that last puzzle. I think that's what you guys are referring to there. I want to see what you're saying there. We can look at it. I'm up. Oh, wow. I've been... Only a matter of time, man. Only a matter of time. I'm sure it'll even out sooner or later. Because we were even for, what, like, almost 300 games. But yeah. They slid here to f7. And you said queen e7. Queen e7. Q e7. If you mean here... You can't, because maybe you mean here, though. I don't know. Are you talking about this puzzle? And then the knight move. Knight move. Knight move here. I just don't think it's a square the knight could go that would... Like, a knight f4 is the only move that's... You can. This is a draw if you do this. But it's just a little too passive when they have this weakness. When the rooks are on the same rank or file, you can kind of target them, especially when you have the pin down the f file. Let's go to this next one. Again, it hard for me too, man. It's not just you. These are not... We're on the harder side of it now. For sure. And like this one, I have no idea. Like the rook is here on d7. Man. They have that queen d6 check. You see this way. Q d6, they're attacking. And if you go this way, they just take here on e6. But you don't have a check, so I don't understand it. There's no check here for black whatsoever. You can't even sacrifice anything. Like rook x h2, maybe it's about survival. Oh, I think I see it actually. Take, check, knight e7, queen takes check. Wait, hold on. If you take here, they can just take this checkmate. So no, you can't do that. But what else could you... I have no clue what else you could do. If you go rook here first, the issue with that is now over here, 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 here. I am so confused right now. Oh, maybe it's... I want to say 97 first, but that's also just too slow. 97, QX A8, King F7. They could just go Queen D8, and then you can't guard on E7 anymore. Rook X H2, QX A8. So I guess you can't take this. We can take that out the calculation. There's nothing that would stop QX8 checkmate. That's an impossible, unstoppable mate. That's definitely mate. So it has to be something that doesn't lose the game. Maybe it's a defensive move and I'm trying to play offensively because we are up 2 minor pieces. So if we could just keep the same position but have a safe king, we'd be winning despite the... Maybe that's part of the puzzle. We have these 2 things that we're attacking, but we have to recognize we have to just sit back and defend for a move or 2. Or 3. Or a lot. And because of that, I'm thinking Rook E8, which seems like a very passive idea. But Rook E8, it does drop the bishop on A6. You're still up the knight on G8. You still have H2, and once you go there, the rook on A8 is not hanging because it's not on A8 anymore, if you're there on E8. And then if they go Queen D6, you could go Knight E7, and that should be, well, I don't see anything else. Let's go for it. That is correct, yeah. I go up here to D5. Yeah, Rook E8, yep. Rook E8, good call there. Yeah, I go up here to D5. You can go Rook to G3. Guard E6. Yes, exactly, yeah. That was exactly the idea. Guarding E6. But I go up here to D5. We have 2 rooks. This is... I think I've done a puzzle that's almost the exact same as this puzzle, but I don't remember the move order. Is it Rook G2 before? First? Rook G2. Yeah, I think so. I think it is Rook G2. You go here. And then here, this is checkmate. They can't really stop mate from what I'm seeing. Rook slides down. King back. Rook G3 mate. Or no, they go here. Okay, okay. There's some way to get out of this. Check. Down. Check. Down. Check. Up. Check. Up. Check. Yeah. So it is here. They slide away. What if you go up instantly? Then they could go here, allowing King D5 once you're here. There's a lot of ways they can get out of this. There are almost too many ways they can get out of this. Like, what are you supposed to do? Rook G3, they slide out the way. Man. I don't see this one. Here. They can just get out. Down. Here, here, here. Right, they can just keep moving back laterally. Or diagonally. So Rook G2, you're cutting off the second rank. But now they make a run for it this way. You have this cut off. You bring the other rook in. They slide their king. You could give this check, yeah. But once they go here, check. Here, they're good. So if you were trying to get ahead of them here over B6, they could then go D... Oh, if they go D6, then it doesn't work still. Rook check over... No, but then check and they go King E6. Man. Alright, I have to think about this differently then. Because clearly what I'm thinking doing right now is not working. So maybe you do have to check first. Because this is... It looks good. There's no checkmate with Rook G2. So you go Rook G3 instead. And they slide their king back. You give the check. But they could still just go forward. Yeah, this one... we may get our third strike here. We may get the third strike here. Because it's not coming naturally. It's not obvious to me. And you are... It's an equal position if you don't find the way through. So not the worst thing. B6. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think B6... The only problem is it also gives them a move. Like, if we waste a tempo, they can play D6. And they have that D5, E6 escape. Like, Rook G2, King over, Rook G3, King D4, B6, D6. Rook. Oh, no. It would work. Yeah, what am I talking about? Because it's here. And then here. Oh, it matters when you play it, though. You would have to go here now. But then if... No, I don't think so. Because if you go here and they slide over. If you're saying Rook G3 first here. And then you go here. Then they go B6. Then they could play E6 in that line. And then over and then King here to E5. Feels like they have one extra move to escape if you play that b6 idea. I think it still has to be rook g2 though. Yes. Alright, king slides over. Check. Out the way. b6. King up. Check. Down. Check. How is that? I really am confused. This has to be the second move though. But I don't get why this works. Oh, can you go c5? No, they just take. Rook over. King slides. b6, they go up. b6. They go up. b6, e6. Rook slides over, check. King runs away diagonally. All I see is b6. Like, I don't see anything else you could play, but I don't see how this works after they go e6. b6, e6. Rook slides over. They go there. Maybe it's not rook slides over, though. Maybe it's here. If they go up, there's something else. I don't know. No, it's not. Okay, what is it instead? It's not b6. What is it here? Rook d2. Oh, there's rook d6. Wow. It is this. You just have... Okay, that's insane. That's insane. You have to find rook d6 at the end. Beautiful puzzle. That's findable. I just couldn't find it. I saw to this position, and then my brain stopped because I'd assumed that this was not it. And I just missed rook g6. What a find. e6, take. Yeah, that's beautiful. All right, we stop at 52 on this one. 53, excuse me. Let's try again. Let's just try this again. All right, let's go to this next one. All right, take here on e8, check. Rook takes here on f8. All right, next free queen here. Rook down, checkmate. Yeah, I know that was a harder one. But that, what is that? 56. That's about where it should be. That not like it was 40 for that other one I did. Yeah, rook's gonna capture here. Checkmate. Queen takes. Take there. Now we have the first 9. We have the first 10. These I'm not explaining as much. Maybe I can explain them more. That's checkmate. This one. Okay. This one, do I see this one? That's the first question. Do I see this one? Like, take here, here? Well, I don't know. On number 12, I shouldn't feel this way. I guess it's here because the knight can't take. Yeah. And then you take this. Alright, 12. Rook down, knight down. You're moving the king away from the bishop. Now you take that on f1. Check, the pawn can't move. Here, sat queen on d1. I'm sitting at 15. Now here we see we have a open diagonal with a dark square at bishop. So bishop f6 going on super. But yeah, bishop f6 is a pretty immediate move. You have a bishop on a diagonal that they have no bishop and it's completely open. So that's an easier one. Queen can drop back here, check here on g1. Perfect. Take the bishop. That's what I have to find for that one. Oh, okay. Well, maiden one. We're sitting at 18. And then take... I've done this exact puzzle before. I've been doing so many puzzles on Lichess and chess.com that I'm getting puzzles like I just know the exact puzzle that I'm doing. That's going to be maiden 2 eventually. And the king is here on f2. Alright, I wanted to stop and calculate for a second. But I mean, this one is also just... You just go there and you have mate there at the end. Here, do we have something we can calculate through? I mean, not really. Up, you go here, they go here, here. Back, check, down, checkmate. Oh, I guess, yeah. Here, and then take. And then here, and then check. And then down, and then mate, yeah. So that's definitely more complex, I'll say. Here, and then rook here to f6. Similar idea to that, what, 54th, 56th puzzle that we missed there. You have to move the rook backwards in order to completed. I'll never forget that puzzle. That's a fun puzzle. And obviously I don't want to get one wrong, but that is one you can live with getting incorrect. Okay, let's go to this next one. We're sitting at 22 here. Can we get it to 23? Alright, if you take this here, you can't promote. But there should be a sacrifice. Oh, maybe it's here, and then here, and then here. And then you take Recreate here, and you take the bishop in the corner. This one, you see that the king only has light squares to get away, as the rook is just in the way here on d8. So you're going to go bishop here first, check. Check, now they have the blockade, and now they can only go laterally. Luckily, we have a piece that prioritizes and specializes in that. Alright, this next one, we can take here. I don't see why I would not just be doing this. Here, check. They go over, here, over. And then you could go here, and then here, here, here. And then here, up. You'd go rook down, up, take, and then down. Let's see. So take. They do it this way, which is maybe the easiest way to see why it works. The other ways are probably more winning, but this is the most, like, visually winning, I would say, because you have this bishop c3 idea after you take on b2, which I assume is correct. Yeah, so you go here, and now you'll be up, I think, 2 pieces. Check, take, or 1 piece here, and then take the pawn. Alright, they have their rook lifted, not lifted, they slide the rook over to the d8 file, but you can just take it, and then rook down because the bishop is guarding the escape square. The queen's going to jump here to h4, take rook there on h1. Alright, in this one, what are we looking at? So we see we have a bishop that's active on this diagonal. We have a queen that is almost there. However, if you just go queen h6, they can lift up. Now, honestly, I don't see this, but I see that you can't just do that because they can block this diagonal. So how can we use what we know and help us here? Alright, the first thing... Maybe you can't. Can you do that? I don't think so. Because f6, I mean, there's like four moves they could do to stop that from working. Instead, if we go rook over, they could still... Yeah, man, how do you do this one? Knight in. Alright, we're having an issue on 28. Rook e1. No. 95. No. That wouldn't do anything because they could just go rook to f6 after. So if you went here, or anything here, they could just bring their rook over. The queen can't sit in, they have those pieces, right? It must be this. But why would that work? They could just go f6. Oh, and then, okay. Here, and then wherever they go, then you bring the knight in, I believe. Yeah. And now knight here, and that's a checkmate idea in itself. And then here, yeah. Okay. Took me a second, but we do get it eventually. You just take the rook. I'll show that real quick why it actually works there. You slide the queen in, they go up. Now if they take the knight, you have the checkmate there. And the same thing happens if they block with the bishop, right? You bring the knight in. And if they take, this is mate. And then if they take this, then you have the mate here on h7. Alright, let's go to the next one. We're sitting at 28. Can we get to 30? We need 2 more to get to 30. And then 1 more will be halfway to the goal. The rook is here on c5. We can bring our queen here to attack the king on f7. Seems like a pretty natural move. They slide over, you bring the rook here now. They move, then you take there on h6. So check, checkmate. We're sitting at 29. The queen slides over. Check, sack, take, and then checkmate here on h4. Alright. Now this one, you're just going to stop a square short on a6 and then checkmate. You can't go all the, or 2 squares short. You can't go all the way down there to a8 because the bishop guarded it here. Alright, if rook takes, you have that idea. And they can't even check you, so you know it's just take on h2. And you just take that, and you just go up. Alright, the queen slides over, and we're more than halfway to the goal. If you take, no, there's nothing to take here because you see they have these 3 pieces guarding on b6. So that just would not work whatsoever. What could you do instead? If the knight jumps here, Yeah, that probably doesn't work either. Queen up would attack the rook. And you're looking at queen... Oh, yeah. Because you're attacking the rook, but say they move the rook back, queen slides... Or here, they go back. I cannot use my mouse. Here, they try to do anything to stop the rook from falling. Check up, checkmate. So I think it's queen here to c4. They realize there's a checkmate, and you win a rook here on a6. Now your queen's hanging. Not ideal. But you can go here and offer the queen trait and then take this here. Alright, the queen's going to take something on a1. I assume your rook. Yes. Is this just mate in 1? Yeah, that is just mate in 1. They drop their rook down. This is also just mate in 1. Because the knight can't move. The queen's going to lift forward. Alright, queen g6. This one is not as easy. Because if you bring the rook there to f6, you're stopping any forward momentum. It's making me feel like it's king d7. Which also does not feel correct. Because if you go king d7, and then go queen h7, and you go back, I feel like there's not something to be done there. Right here. Oh, maybe. Because you're already up a rook. Oh, yeah, I guess. Because here you're up a rook. That's what I'm missing. I think. Yeah. It wouldn't work on the checkmate, but your plus is in the corner, and it forces the queen off the board. Because they would have... Yeah. Here. And the queen has to come off. Here. And the bishop takes. Alright, the bishop slides here on e7. We're sitting at 36. Knight captures, opening up here on h2. King slides over. Once the queen is there, maybe... Is it that simple, though? Because they have a bishop that's hanging here. Rook f6, yep. Indeed, rook f6. But if you capture this, queen takes, check over. I don't see the follow-up. But I would assume this has to be it. Because if you take this, yeah, I just know why that's it. Capture, queen takes. Now we have to calculate. Our queen, rook, and knight are hanging pieces. But somehow this is better for white. So you have to navigate why it's better. So queen h2, if the king slides over, where do we go from there? Because you don't have that queen h1 check. Like, say you go here. They slide. There's no discover. Oh, there is the discovered check. Because if they take, that's checkmate. Yeah. Now you take the queen instead. But there's a checkmate there. Then I'll show that real quick. If instead they... So here... Say they instead take the knights. This is mate here on h1. Because the bishop guards the king's only escape route. That's pretty cool. Alright, sitting at 37. Let's see if we can... keep going there. Bishop's on f2. Rook to g4. I mean, that seems like you would have to play rook to g4. Nothing else could even... Yeah, nothing else is even possible. The queen slides down. Another easier one. Oh, no. I thought that was check for a second. No, that's not check. So it's not an easier one. And so you go over, you just go queen x c2 q to e2, but no. Not quite that simple. Queen slides in check. They could go out the way. So no. Knight takes check. It's a forcing move, so it makes you consider it. I don't know how you'd win after, though. Maybe the idea would be you have that check. If they slide, there's a discover, and then up, you have that check. So take. And then you have this idea of knight e3, sacking the knight. And then there is an e2 mate. I foresaw that, except with a different position and a wrong calculation. But yeah, we're sitting at 39 now. 7 a.m. out, no. Oh, you've been up all night. Oh, I was like, why are you up so early? But no, you just haven't gone to sleep. Alright, man. Hope the day treats you well. Yeah, the bishop is here on e6. If you capture queen takes, you get take in the center there on d4 at the end, attacking the bishop, and then go up to d5 after. So capture the bishop, the queen takes, you take here, attacking the bishop. They go back and you go up here to d5, winning one of those two pieces. Take, capture, queen takes bishop. All right, sitting at 40. The rook slides over here to e2. What do we have now? We could go queen to g4. That feels like the obvious move. Or not queen g4. no, not queen g. That's not the move. That's not the move. Bishop g4, attacking the queen. I said queen g4 because I'm looking at both queens. But here, attacking the queen, you're setting up, going queen h2, checkmate. And they can't really stop it. Right. I don't see how you could stop this. If you go back, and they go g3 though, that'd be interesting. So bishop g4, pawn to g3. Then you could take the queen, they take your queen. There's no continuation on that. So bishop g4, g3. I'm not sure about that. But I think it's here. Because I don't think you can slide this over. Right, because you go there, take. No, it's not bishop g4. What is it? Instead, it's... I saw this, and I was like, oh, this isn't checkmate. I missed the queen's just hanging. Oh my god. Yeah, that makes sense. I was like, there's no mate with this, but the queen on f2, it does matter. You'll be up a queen. And then, white, appreciate the follow. You are in their time zone. You are in our time zone. This is crazy, man. I have no idea why you're awake right now. Let's see. Bishop h2. Bishop h2? Yeah, it's bishop h2. Alright. If you go here, take. There's some discovered something. So if you take this queen over, queen takes check, king over here. Knight check here, take on f7. No. Man. Knight takes c7, queen takes c7, queen takes f7, king to d8, and then we're just stuck. We're stuck there. And that, I'm guessing, is not it. That's not going to be it. You're not going to get stuck in a puzzle that you know has the right answer. So you go here with the check, you're attacking the queen, they take it. Can you somehow attack the queen with two pieces at once? I don't think so. So we're looking at knight f6 or knight takes c7. Let's look at the difference between the two, because they both open up this attack on f7. If I were to pick, I would say this is better, because you win a pawn at least. And they slide, and it keeps their knight out of the game, and their rook out of the game. So I guess let's do this, you win the pawn. But after they capture this way, take check, king slides over. How do you finish it? You definitely couldn't finish it if you did it this way though. Yeah, if instead you go here, this definitely has no mate. If I can't see it this way, I can't see it when they have two more pieces somewhat active. So I think you take on c7. If the king slides over, you would take the rook and you'd be up. So we assume they take that. And then you can go queen takes. They slide over. If queen takes this. Oh, okay, bishop here, attacking the king. Queen down. If they go up, check maybe? I think so. And you have this check. And now you take here. And then you go down. I almost see it because it's here and then up. And then check. The bishop can somehow get active. Check, yeah. And there should be a mate there at the end. Somewhere. You could see take. Not a mate, but once they go up here, it looks really bad. Oh, just take the knight here on g8. Alright, let's go to this next one. Knight f6, bishop takes. Knight f6. Yeah, it just a lot is wrong with it. Like, it just doesn't work. Knight takes, bishop takes, anything takes. Oh, bishop takes. Yeah, what I'm saying is a better situation for black. Although this also doesn't work. You're right. Then the queen's just there. Yeah. Knight c7 was more obvious than I made it seem at first. So you can't even do the other move I was considering. But they're here on c5. If you capture, take bishop, takes... Oh, I think you're saying what they're saying. Take there. Take the knight. Yeah. If you take the knight with the bishop, then you couldn't even take on f7 like I was mentioning. Would not have been possible. But in this position, we have 2 rooks versus 2 rooks, but we have this advanced pawn here. So how do we make it a win? I think you just take the rook. And they take, and then you just go rook f2. No, that's almost it. No, that's it. And you go here, and if they go back here, you just go down. Yeah. And then here, and you take. All right, we're sitting at 42. The take here in the center, where can we go to win the game? If you take this knight, the queen just takes back here on e5, so that's probably not it. Well, it might be it, because you could go... Oh, was it just here immediately? I guess why not? If you go here... Oh, that's why you take this first. Because if you go immediately, then the bishop moves and you're guarding the square. But if you take this, queen takes here. If the bishop moves, you still have checkmate. Probably should have calculated that more. Apparently, that's not right. How is that mate when you push immediately? Here, can they... Oh, the queen's hanging. The queen's hanging. Never mind. Disregard what I just said there. The queen is hanging. I see that now. Yeah. Alright. The king is here on h1. 1v1s? Not today. Not today. Let's see. Rook can slide over check. King slides. Bishop check. They go over. Rook down. They go up. Crazy miss. Oh, bishop here. Now that's forced mate. They can't stop it. And that's checkmate. Alright, perfect. The king is here on f5. We can go rook to f1. And then if they go out the way, we have this check. But no, that's probably not it. Knight slides here attacking the queen. That's not it. Queen slides. But if we move the queen off this dark square diagonal, this way they can get back on the diagonal. So right now we're limiting where they can go. But they can touch all the light squares though. So maybe we're not limiting it to the point we can't switch up how we're doing it. Let's say we go rook f1, attacking the king here. They go back. Maybe, but queen d3 immediately. Queen d3. They drop back. Oh, then you would have the fork. Oh, yeah. So here, if they go here, you have a fork. And then here, if they slide up now, you have queen here. Checkmate. So I think it is queen d3. Yeah, and now you can fork them. And you win their queen. Alright, we're at 44. The bishop slides up here to c5. Where can we go? If you take this, they take. And there's really no follow-up after that. Maybe you could look at pushing the pawn here to c3. That does feel right. Because if they move the knight... Take. I feel like c3 should be the idea. c3, if they drop backwards, you would take the queen check. And then if knight took, yeah. Here, they just stop this. They just go here. It's a check. You kind of have to take. There's not much of a choice. I'll explain why that worked here and then here. All right, let's talk that one through a little bit. The reason you're able to do that, I appreciate both of you guys being there for each other on YouTube. But yeah, you go up. If they just go back, you can take the queen. If the king takes, you take the knight check and then take this. Then if the knight takes, you take the bishop immediately. So either way, you would be up. All right, we're sitting at 45 now. Can we get to 46 on this next puzzle? That's the goal. Trying to get to at least 50. I mean, we want to get more than that, but at least that. We have 2 incorrect. The first one I got wrong, yeah, that one was just... Both of those are gettable. That's frustrating. They are both solvable puzzles. But we can't change that. They go up here to h3. I wonder, can you just go c4? If you go c4, I don't see how you wouldn't win a piece. Like, if you go up, the bishop goes back, you take, they take, you take, and then you're also, a pawn here, attacking the bishop. So they have to react to it. And if you go here, they have a check. You could just go here. Like, if you go up and they go over, you go here, there's, like, this idea, and that's probably not good. But if you go here and this, and oh, there's no more check after. And then here, rook takes, queen takes. c4, king f8, queen takes, and that's all you need to do. Excuse me. I think that one's easier to see than some of the other ones. So they just take the queen. You have a free rook there at the end. Rook d1, rook d1, rook d1, rook d1. For which puzzle are you talking about? For the rook d1 idea. But yeah, the king is here on g2. Let me know, and we can go look at that one. The last one, I had black, though. And the one before, I don't think that's possible. Maybe you mean rook d8? Is that what you're saying? Oh, I think you mean rook d8, right? Like here to triple stack. Like they move, and then here. I think with this, the problem is the queen is the first piece. The one before... So you mean this one? Or one before this one? You mean the one before this one? Let's look. Here, and then... No, I don't think you mean this one. I think you mean... Rook d8. No, you're good, you're good. So rook d8, I thought that's what you meant. I think the issue with this is the queen is the first attacker. So you're right. If your idea is to get 4 attackers on a piece, do they have 3 defenders? That's the right idea, but the queen would have to be flipped with the rook. Like if you could... Man, this might take a second. But like here, or here, 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 and then here. Like this would be winning, right? Because the queen's now the piece that's behind. But since the queen's in front, it wouldn't work that way, right? Because the queen can't take a piece of lower value. But you would be right. You would have enough attackers. They just have to be organized a little bit differently. Yeah, the king is there on g2. You could go queen to f2 check. The king slides, queen f5, g4, queen down, king h4, bishop f2, king g5. I don't think that works. So it's probably not that. Like if you go here then up. Oh no, they can't go there. Here and then up here, right? Because if you go here, they can't go down or there, and then checkmate. So you go queen to f2 instead. If they go king h3, going down, you're attacking. So once you're here and they're there, if they go up, check. You could win the knight, I guess. But no, they could just save the knight in that line. They go there, and there's no more attack. So what would we have? Check, up, check. Even here seems like they could play like bishop g4. No, the queen could slide. No, this is definitely wrong. The queen could just slide over. So we're thinking wrong here. Clearly, if the queen's on the 4th rank, and all of our plans involve getting on the 4th rank. So queen f2 here. Here. Oh, I see it. It's like the puzzles where you have the diagonals here, but it's on a larger scale because you have this and then they go up and then this. Oh no. Oh, and then back and then you go queen f5. Yes. Okay. No, is it queen of... No, that's not it. That's not it. Is that not what I just did? Here, here. What did I do? Did I do it in the wrong order? This was definitely what I was thinking. Did I not go queen f1? Oh, did I go here first? Oh, in my head, I already did that. Yeah, I don't know why I did that. But queen f1 and then bishop to e7. Okay. Well, that's a silly way to get it incorrect. Because I did the wrong move order there. Alright. They move their queen over. Take. Dude, I saw it, but I did not put it on the board. So I did it in the complete wrong order. Rook can go down here, check. Rook down here. We're sitting at 3. Knight slides. We have the the black pieces. Take, push, push. Down, take. That is a heartbreaking one. Bishop captures. We're sitting at 7. We're sitting at 8. There's mate there, yeah. This is comically easier compared to what I was just doing. Like, I get that's the point, but still, it's jarring whenever I do this. Like, man, this is so different. Take, take. I want to get to a point where the 50s are like this for me. Like, I was watching part of the Puzzle Championship, like the qualifier rounds, and these Iams and GMs are doing 50s in like 3 minutes. I'm like, that's insane. Games, Queens, yeah. It happened. It stopped happening to me in games, thankfully. It happened too many times in games while I was climbing the rating ranks. But now in puzzles, it's got to me. I calculate it, and I do the wrong move first. Rook slides over, take here, and then rook down. We can go queen over here. Take, take. Anyone have any tournaments coming up? Anyone watching the stream right now, do you guys play rated tournaments? We can go here to h3. They go back. You take. Well, you have to go there. Take. Win the rook there. 18. 19. 20. All right. Rook slides down here to d7. 21. Queen down. What do we have here? Bishop can drop back, and is actually trapping the queen because they can't go there, they can't go there, they can't go there. So bishop here to f6. Traps the queen, and you take here on h8. I was going to say here, but it's knight here. It's a check, and you're guarding f2, so they can't get away. It's impossible for them to get away that way. All right, their knight is here on b4. Oh, you go bishop to d7. Oh, that's crazy. Bishop d7. Take, and then qx d7 here. Sitting at 24. All right, this next one, probably just rook down. Yeah. Queen slides up, and rook down. I did that kind of fast. The idea is that the queen just can't move. Right, they can't go back, so they go here, you take, and then here, here. All right, this next one. We're sitting at 25 now. You could take, yeah. They don't even let you do it. Yeah, you take and they take, you could push up. But now you just capture this and then capture this. I'll show that one quickly as well, because they don't let you do the actual tactic. It's because once you take this, the rook captures, you go up here, attacking the queen and attacking the rook. And you see this dark square queen can't get to a light square, and it can't protect it laterally or horizontally. Alright, the queen is here on f6. So queen up, and you just yo-yo back. Yeah, 27. They slide up. This is a mate in 3. Take rook, and then rook here to f8. Checkmate. The pawn guards the escape square. This is one of those setting up for mate in 1s that's unstoppable. They can't get in the way. You just take the queen here. You're going to win the game eventually. All right, the queen's here on a2. Rook could slide over, but they have so many ways to get out of it. So I want to think for something better than that. Rook a1. Queen slides out the way. I wonder, is it like rook b3? That'd be kind of funny. But maybe it is. Rook b3. You're creating a lid on the queen in a very interesting way. Yeah, that is the move. Rook a1 now, and you just take it. I've never seen that before. That's a fun way to win. This is a sacrifice. As the bishop guards the square. Rook h8, and then you take on h6. Perfect. That's all you have to do. Queen slides here for this one. Man. So my first thought is queen h5 check. They can only go here. And then check. It feels like they could do more though after you go there and they can get to that square. But queen h5 is definitely the first part of it. Queen e6. I wouldn't say that works. But queen h5, king f6. g5. King f5. I think this is the first move. We're going to have to figure out the rest of it, though. Because if you just go in, they can bring their queen down. Queen slides here to h5, check. And they slide over. Yeah. I'm going to have to figure out the rest because that's definitely the first move. They slide over. Now we have to do some thinking. So we could go here to g5 if they slide up. Ah, yes, yes. So here they can't go up because of queen down winning the queen. So now they go g5. They go here. Huh. Back. I think you would have to go g5. This is very confusing for me for something that shouldn't be that hard of a puzzle. But I think it is here. Yeah, they drop back. Now the rest of it. Rook check, but the rook is doing its job already. The rook's doing its job cutting off the king from going to the d file. The problem is you can't give a check because you have to go QE2 if you check on the e file with the queen. Queen trade, you can't really do that right now. There's nothing here. So it is this, but I don't see how this works. Here, up, check, over, check, over, check. That's crazy if that's it. I must be miscalculating that. That's like 10 moves for the 30-second puzzle. But I don't see anything else. Like, you can only slide over, really. There's no check here, no check there. That's not check anyways. You can't go there. You can't go down. Yeah. Wow, this is a lot of moves. The king drops back. And then queen down here. Now that's insane. I want to show what I was looking at. I think there's a forced mate there at the end, which is why it ends up working. But this is insane though. Because if they slide this way, I think the issue is that you have this check and they go here and you have this check and they go here and then you have this rook check, I think. Yeah. And if they go here, you have this checkmate. And then if they otherwise they have to go here. That's way too many moves for the 30-second puzzle though. We end up getting it eventually. We'll take that. Alright, the knight is here on d7. What can we do now that the knight is on d7? Alright, they have pieces, obviously. Our knight, bishop, knight. So here's the first idea, is to go bishop here to f4. But they could push up, that's a fork, and you can't do anything with that there. So that's probably not it. Knight taking feels like it's a viable option. Huh. Oh, well. Almost. Here, here, here. If the king slides over, you could try there, but then they have this queen c4 idea, hitting the back diagonal, so it wouldn't work that way. But it's definitely a sacrifice. You can see it the way it's set up. I think it is this. I'm just missing the final point of it. You go here. They go queen c4. But even bishop c4. No, that can't be it. Because here, take, check, over, bishop down. Bishop c4, the queen's hit. You can't go queen to f7. So that can't be the idea. And then bishop here, the same issue. Right, if you go there, they could just lift. And there's just not a plan to do anything after that. What else do we have? I mean, this is definitely the move. There's no other move that's on the board. Like, bishop can't slide here to a5. There's nothing, and the queen could just take that, right? Bishop can't slide there. Bishop can't slide there. Bishop can't go here. We already discussed this doesn't work because of e5. So I'm thinking it's not the dark square bishop. That leaves two knights, a bishop, and a queen. So this knight can only go knight to c3, knight to here, knight to here. All three of those feel absolutely, and this feels particularly bad because of e5. So you know that's probably not going to be that. It'd be funny if that's that, but I'm the most confident it's not knight to f4. Now this knight, it has this move or this move. And this move does the most stuff. Oh, it's knight here after. Oh yeah, it is. It's this. And then it's, I'll show it. It's because it's knight to f4 after. Alright, you take. And then if they go here, it's because you can go here and you're attacking and you're setting up that knight move in. Okay. Let's go to this next one. The king is there on b4. We have the black pieces. There should be some type of checkmate in a second. Like, it shouldn't take that long of a a calculation due to the king being relatively boxed in already. Like, you would think it's not going to be that much more work. Bishop sack. Did you say bishop sack for this one or a previous one? My bad. I think I missed when you typed that. But yeah. Oh, John's. My bad. John sends a lot of donations. I missed all of those. Yeah, queen takes here is my first thought. Well, I don't know why a few things don't work. Why can't you go here and here? They both feel like checkmate would occur at some points. Maybe here doesn't work because they can go king here. Fair. So it is probably take here. Yeah. The other way, there's no knight here. Right, I'll show that real quick. You can't win. And then Amine, appreciate those donations there on TikTok. Those roses. Thank you for the support. But yeah, we miss. Or we didn't miss it. What we could have missed is queen d6 doesn't work because of... Oh. Just take the knight, actually. Here. And then over. There's no checkmate. Right, there's not enough control that way. And then another rose there. I think you said... Yes. A separate one. Much appreciate, Amine. Alright, let's go to this next one. We're sitting at 34. Okay, okay. What do we have here? Man, this seems very difficult for 35. Their queen's not hanging. Our bishop's under attack. There's no check. Is it knight f5? I think it's knight f5. And then go down, and you go rook here to g8. Guarding the attacker. Take. Now this this is the hard part. What would you take? I guess you take back this way. Take up the queen, they have check. So probably king takes e8. And then you take here. I will go through why that works though. The reason knight f5 works, or that I saw at least, was say they, I don't know. Like, I don't think they would do that. They could just go back here. This knight g3 check idea is very powerful. They take here first, capture, and then you have this monster idea on the h file. As you see, the king can't slide over. So that's why I thought it was knight f5, and that's why it is knight f5. Alright, the king is here on e7. What can we do with white here? So I think it's just bishop g5. You go bishop g5, they can only go back, and then you have rook d8 checkmate. If you go here, they can't. Yeah. No. What? What is it? That's not mate. What's the difference? You go here this way. Oh my god. The knight's just there. Yeah. They go back here. Now the knight's not there. That is a... Wow. That is a crazy miscalculation. But a simpler puzzle. We can slide rook over. They slide here. You go up. Take. Remove the defender. That's what it feels like for this one. Rook slides. You go up here to b5. They drop, and now you take the rook here on c3. The bishop's going to slide here to c7. Check, take. And then after that, I'm not sure. So we have to rethink it. But f4 is the only check we have here with black. f4, take, and then bishop here. And then we're stuck. Now, if we slip the queen over, they go back, you take that. Maybe. Here, capture. They just sack the bishop instantly. They don't want to deal with that. And you just take there. Now we get to probably the part that's more complicated. But it's queen down, I believe. Alright, their king slides over. We have the knight guarded by this. So you can just go rook over here. And now you can slide this bishop here to f6. Well, wait. Bishop f6, they go here. And then rook over. And very odd looking checkmate. But that is actually checkmate. Alright, they lift their rook up. Pawn down. This is what I was saying in one of the previous runs, if you got whoever was here then. Where you had the mate. And the knight was there. And you had to set up the king not being able to move in. This is a simpler version of it. Is now the king can't slide. You just get the queen. Oh, wait. No, it's not that much simpler. Because here, up. Ah, you'd have to check and then go down, because yeah, here, check first, and you get the queen, so that rook e6 doesn't win the queen there. Like, if instead you did it the other way, like if you immediately got the queen, you would probably lose the game, because of here, here, here. I mean, it's opposite color bishops, but you can see how it's easier to lose, as you actually cannot win the game. And then Cole, appreciate those likes there on TikTok. We're closing in on 1.5 thousand there. All right, can we get to 40 on this next attempt? They go up here to a4. Where can we go? You can attack here, taking on b2. They take... Oh, right now, what are we down? We're down a full rook right now. We have to take note of that. We're down an entire rook. So take here. They take your queen. You take their queen. Take. Okay. Take. Queen takes. I think you can just take this. Yeah. Now, here's where it gets a little more interesting. You're up. You have a piece, right, for the rook. If you capture here, check. Queen takes. So let's say, I think taking the queen is better, right? My issue is, if they take this, oh, then you would take. And then take, and you'd be up. Yeah, I think you have to take the queen first. Now what? Oh, yeah, you just capture, because their bishop's also hanging. And you're up. At first, I was like, how do you win this if instead you both have a bishop, but I missed the f8. That bishop just hanging the whole time, so it makes it where it doesn't work. All right, that's a fun puzzle. We're sitting at 40 out of 41. Not the most impressive streak, but we're doing better than the last run. The last one stopped at 46, so at 40, we only have one strike. And it should be 0. We should have got that one right, but we're here now. Let's take a second to see what we can do with this position. Give me 1 second. Still. Alright. What can we do? We can go up here to d4. We'd be attacking the rook and attacking the knight at the same time. It seems like that's... I feel like that's all you have to do. You're attacking 2 pieces. If they go over, they just can't stop it. That's the thing. Usually there's some type of caveat to the position where it feels like, oh, maybe that wouldn't work. But right now, there feels like there is no downside to it. Yeah, I think you just go up here to d4. Yeah, they slide over. They're setting up the checkmate, but you're also setting up a checkmate idea. So take, if they move the bishop, can you play h5? They go here. You go over. They take, over, check, over. I think you can escape by playing... Oh, h5, they can't even push. So h5, bishop sacks. Takes. Yeah. You can go up here. Or just... Oh, you fly instantly. Here. Take. Here. Or is it h5 first? h5 first. Capture. And I can get out the way, because if they were to take this instantly, you have that rook down checkmate. So you go king here f8, and you're going to get out of the issues. They go king here to d1. We can go rook here, attacking on d2. We have that check. Or you can take this pawn here on f3 with the bishop. So take, check, over, checkmate. That feels like a nice way to do that. And you go here, forcing them over, and then down. And they shouldn't be able to come up anywhere. Check here, and then rook slides down. And that's mate. Are the queens going to slide in? You would think there's some type of trap with the way it's set up. So the knight's going to slide. Yeah. Knight slide, if the queen slides here, you'd go bishop to d2, and that'd be a trap. And then here, if they go here, you have knight here to e6, trap. And then here, yeah. Knight c4, they go this way. Now we just go bishop down. Okay, bishop down, they slide over now. They found some way out. I missed queen before queen a4. So bishop slides out the way, or slides in the way, attacking the queen. They go queen a4. Now, how do we finish the trap off? Because there should be some way to finish the trap off. Or do you go c3? Maybe it is c3, because take and then here. And if you go c3, they now can't go there. So up, yeah, and now bishop here to d2. And you trap the queen. Alright, their queen slides over here to a4. If you capture, capture. Perfectly fine. Yeah, capture, capture. The thing is, you have to react to this, is the only thing, because your queen can't move. Oh, maybe you can go b5. Yeah, b5, and you're attacking on g2. And you should win the rook there in the corner if you slide up here first, kicking it out the way, and they can't go queen g4 because you have two pieces that are colliding and controlling that square. So I think you go up, kicking the queen over, and then you take this. And now you have this bishop d5 idea, which should lodge some piece for taking the rook eventually, yeah. And they can't slide their queen over, I think, because you can just slide your king out the way. So here, here. If they go queen here, check. I think you just get out the way, and it's still a huge issue with that. Do I play chess? And previous follow their vampire. I don't play chess now. I can't say I have. Yeah, let's go to this next one. We're sitting at 44. You could take the knight here. If they slide over, check, down, check, over, checkmate. I believe so. Capture, check. What if we go here and then go king down, though? Maybe check, over, check. Yeah, I feel like that could work. I'm doubting myself a little bit, but I think it is rook c2. If they go here, here, yeah, I think it's rook c2. And they go here. Now queen here to d3, attacking the king. If they go over, that's mate. And then here, down, here. Okay. Queen d3. Alright, we're sitting at 45. The queen is going to drop back here to b3. Rook captures, king captures, queen d6. Attacking the king. That's probably not it. The queen could go here on this diagonal. And you have a couple pieces there, but they could bring this rook over. So I'm not liking that anymore. Takes. I'm not liking that. I don't like a lot of what we have set up here for black. Even though this is definitely a winning position because it's a puzzle, it's not an easy winning position. I wonder if you could capture the rook. I was going to say capture, capture, then here. But I think the issue is if you capture, they could then take your queen. And you can't even do that because you're already down a pawn. You just be equal material. They made this a very, very well thought out puzzle. Oh no, it is this. No, this does work. Yeah, because you take and go rook here to d8. And they can't get a piece there in time. As you can see, it went away quickly. But they can't get a piece, their queen there in time to actually defend their stuff. Because once you go rook here to d8, the queen is just out of the way. You can only go queen here to d5. Which I think we all can see that would not be a net positive thing happening if the queen ended up going to d5 there. But yeah, we're sitting at 46 now. A pretty good run so far, I would say. We got to 46 last time, but this time we've done it. And appreciate the likes there from Tay. We're closing it. We hit 2,000. We hit 2,000 likes there. Definitely a positive run so far on this run. You know, that one we got wrong, it really could be 47. The one we got wrong was definitely something that was not. Oh, you can maybe hear a echo. No, I have it muted. the one we got wrong definitely sounded or looked easier than it was. Or it looked super easy and we just got it incorrect. That is an unfortunate part of it. But alright. Let's go to this next one. Their knight is sitting here on h6. If you take here, you have the knight there guarding that square. So what could you do instead? Oh, bishop captures. And you're setting up knight here, winning the queen. Beautiful. Sitting at 47. Alright, their pawn is here on a5. The queen can slide in, they go rook up. Or is it rook takes here first? And then rook takes, queen down. Because if you go queen down here and then go rook up, it wouldn't make sense. But if you go here first, capture, check, they can't just block because that's checkmate. So when you do this, if they go rook up, you obviously would take. Yeah, I think you can take this. And now you bring your queen in. And now this is where we have to figure out the rest. I think it's rook x g3. Because the only check they have is queen to b2. So rook x g3 should be it. Rx g3 here. Alright, sitting at 48. Their knight sitting here. It looks like there should be a queen to h8 check. So queen slides in. King slides up. Also, this is an option. Queen takes e6. Here. Check up. Check down. All of these seem like there's some issue with it. Or I'm not loving it. Boom. Up. Here. Down. Take? I think this is it. Okay, yeah. Now the king slides forward. Now this is where we get it's a little more complex. Because if you just take on h7 there. Appreciate that, G-Pool. Thank you for joining in the stream. I hope you have a good night, man. Hope to see you in a future stream at some point. But glad you tuned in. Yeah, I think you can take on h7. They go back, and then they go e8. I'm stuck. Like, after you take on h7, how do you follow up? I mean, this has to be the move. But, like, after this, how do you... let's see. If you take on g6, qx g6, check. They slide forward. But if you go back, they can now escape. That's why I think it's this. Like, I know that looks so weird, but I think it's that. Because if you do that, maybe they can go queen in, though. It's too slow. So queen takes instead. Yeah, that's too slow, now that I think about it. Now you do this, and now you're going to win the rook there, because there are no checks on your king. Alright, it took us a minute, but we got it. And that's all that matters. It doesn't matter how long it takes, because this is survival. You just have to survive and advance. The queen's sitting here on g2. We could go knight c5, probably. Like, knight here to d4, I think, is not involved enough. Then you need to go here, over, because you have that knight check, and then over, and then check. And then over, and then rook down, and then up. Take, capture, knight, over. Nah, that's not exactly checkmate. If the knight's here, and the queen's here, and the king's there. Because they could get out the way, and then here, like, the knight's not guarded. So probably, if you go here instead, over, then could you go rook down? And if they go up, then it would be queen in. Yeah, okay. So it is this way. Oh, I said that, and that's not it. No. Oh, they both work. Ah, man, how did I miss that? Because here, now it is here. This is what I saw. But why can you not do it the other way? If you go here instead, oh, they can block. Yeah, you're cutting off the rook and the... Oh, that's beautiful. That's one of the best puzzles I've ever got wrong. I can live with that. You have to block out. Wow. That's gorgeous. I do, book reader, yes. I do remember you. You were high rated, right? You're 20... I don't remember the exact rating, but you're high rated, aren't you? If not, I apologize. But I'm pretty sure. If not, someone has a very similar name. Yeah, we could go rook here to h6. You gotta finish this run? Man, I gotta at least get 50 for you then if you're staying up. I have 2 incorrect though. So not amazing. But there's a chance. And that's all we need. I think you can go here. I think so. If they slide up, you are? Yeah, I thought so. Okay. Yes, I do remember you. Oh, queen back. That's crazy. Queen back, they go here. Then you go there. That's insane. If they go up, the only problem I'm having is back. What if they move the... The problem is there's this checkmate idea. So right now if you took the queen, they have rook d1 checkmate. So queen drops back here. If they go up, take, check, no, that's probably not it. Check, over. I think you'd have to go queen back. Yeah, now the queen slides over. The rest of it, I'm not sure. 2 a.m. my time, never. Oh, man. What time zone are you? Like, is it 2 a.m. for you right now? I'll say during this semester, I'll definitely be on earlier than I have been in the past. Like, I don't consistently, but I get out of class, and I usually will try and stream kind of close to that because I will have homework other times. So I'll try and stream whenever I get an ounce of free time. So hopefully it'll be a few more that you're able to catch here. Since you've been here, I think we've had some upgrades in the system. So it should be no more stream crashes. It should be no more stream crashes. But rook slides here. You're attacking the queen. They would have to go... But if they take here, queen takes, bishop takes, you're down a piece. So I don't think that's it. Oh, what if you go rook here? Yeah. Oh, this is not check, though. No, you need a check. So it's back to this. What if they slide over? So rook h6, king g7. This is crazy. Because this doesn't work. What if they go just rook takes? Oh, rook takes, bishop takes. Oh, what am I talking about? Yeah, I don't know what I'm talking about. King slides up. Now, what do we do? Take here, and then take here. Alright, sitting at 50. The queen's going to slide over. Now, what do we have? Queen b6. Queen c5. Alright, they have a checkmate sitting in. We could try and go to g6, attacking the queen, and cutting up the queen and the bishop from attacking us here. But man, what can we do? What can we do? Here, they go over. Up here, they go over. You stop the mate. They bring in, they go over. You go over. Can you somehow stop the mate and win material? Like, f5 feels too weak. g6 seems too simple, though. Like, g6, they go here, you go over. That feels like that's probably not it. You have a check, but there's no way you can win the bishop as you don't have the secondary attacker. And then here... Okay, here, they say they go over. Like, if you go up, like, or if you did this, then they have the mate. Right? I'm almost certain I'm going to get this one wrong. It is there. My idea is that you can just go f6 because taking and then going up and then checking over shouldn't be mates. Or is it because of this? They go in. Here, take, up, check, over, take. No, it's definitely not because of that. So I think the reason I played it this wrong. Oh, h6. Yeah, take, and then take this here. I would think. Yeah, our sitting at 51. Check first, and then kick. Yeah. Check. You do have to check first. I found it eventually, but it took a second. You're applying to be Grandmaster tomorrow, which you good luck. Good luck applying to be. I don't think I've heard it phrased like that before. I think take, rook takes here. And the way that, if they do it this way, take here, checkmate. Sitting at 52. Alright, rook's gonna slide down. Rook capture. Here. Ah. I don't know. That doesn't feel right. But man, what else does? Rook takes on e6 check. Take, no. Here. So if we go knight to d6 check, that doesn't do anything. I know it's a bad move. I like to talk almost through the puzzles. Like, even if it looks very incorrect. Obviously, no, right? Rook takes is what I'm really thinking. I see that if the queen took, you could maybe go here. And then if they go here, you take and then fork. But I'm missing after this, though. Like, why? Why would that work? Like, if the pawn takes, you could go queen here. I think this is it. Oh, no. What is it? It's not it. What is it? Oh, I wasn't even there. Yeah, I wasn't going to find out. You have to drop G2 and do that. Yes, Amina, you had it correctly. It was knight there. Well, we end that one at 50. And that will be the end of this stream. Thank you guys for joining in to support. And congratulations, Just Prussian guy. Congratulations, hitting a new rapid peak. And that's the best feeling when you hit a new peak. But yeah, thank you guys for joining in. A fun stream. A shorter stream for me, but I'll be on tomorrow. And I'll be on for a while. Tomorrow will be viewer tournaments. For those who are newer to my channel, I have puzzle streams. I have rating grind streams and then viewer tournament streams. So I have a mix of everything. And sometimes I do like half and half, or I just implemented that yesterday. So I'll keep taking feedback and trying to make different combinations. But half puzzles, half viewer tournaments seem to work well. Tomorrow will be only viewer tournaments. Interested in that? Please subscribe, please follow, and do all those things. It helps me and it helps you if you want to join the stream. Want to support PJ Chess on Instagram, YouTube, on TikTok, and PJ Chess 993 on Twitch. But thank you guys for watching. It was a fun one. Not the record, but we got 3 or 4 50s. So, I mean, if we can get the floor good, we'll get the ceiling up eventually. But I'll catch you guys later. Catch you, G-Pool. Catch you later on YouTube and Twitch first. Again, thank